If your man's brother tried to would you tell your man?
Depends if the brother was hot.
What if the brother was hotter than your man?
I'd probably do it.
It's an evil world we live in.
You would him?
Yeah, I definitely have like a guilty conscience, so I'm sure I'd feel bad about it afterwards. But if I found the brother more attractive, then...
What the fuck, y'all? God damn!
Now this donut is either sick in the head or lacking brain cells, but I say we let them expose themselves so that men in the future can just avoid them. If you want to out yourself on camera like that, then you do that. Good luck for the future.
I look like a fling.
Yeah.
You would have wifed me for life.
I don't know. You look kind of mad.
He cold.
The most asked question I get is, how are you so beautiful?
Beautiful day, the girls come to the beach, just chill out, sunbake, have a social. The boys, let's dig a fucking tunnel to China.
That's what I'm talking about!
Is it ethical to get naked in front of kids?
There's nothing inherently wrong with the naked human body.
So you think it's fine to be naked on the street?
Certainly.
What if I ran down the street of Sydney nude?
Go for it.
Quite the visual.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, honestly, I do not get completely naked in front of anywhere in public. I am topless.
There's no way she's actually trying to justify getting naked in front of kids, especially when you're meant to be some vegan activist. How's that making people vegan anyway? I'm convinced this girl's just doing it all for attention so people go and pay for her OnlyFans.
A vegan and a vegetarian are jumping off a cliff to see who hit the bottom first. Who wins?
I don't know.
Who wins?
Society.
It's facts! It's facts! It's not facts. These facts are not facts.
Video sent to ABC7 by activist group Direct Action Everywhere shows terrified protesters crying out for help as a duck slaughter processing line that they're chained to starts to move.
We need to stop this right now!
Does this photo offend you?
Why would it?
Some people have been getting offended, so I just wanted to know if you were.
Oh, it's not aimed at me, is it?
Well, he's supporting Trump, so like, are you offended that he would support Trump?
Why would somebody be offended about somebody else's beliefs?
Some lady said that he looks like a white supremacist with the shirt.
I think more people need an attitude like this guy. There's too many people these days getting offended by things that don't even affect them.
I now identify as invisible. Although I was born visible, I am now transparent. My pronouns are who, where.
My pronouns are they. What are your pronouns?
If you have to ask me that, you need to get eye surgery.
What are your
Okay, so someone needs to go back to elementary school.
Okay, that was rude.
And are you multiple people? Are you multiple people? Because they means multiple people.
I'm non-binary.
You said you're they, them.
They, them.
That's multiple people.
Gender-confused singer Demi Lovato. I don't know if you know who this young woman is, but she doesn't know who she is either. And apparently she no longer is going by they, them pronouns. Lovato back to being a she, her once again, explaining her life-changing decision to GQ, saying, I constantly had to educate people and explain why I identify with those pronouns. It was absolutely exhausting. Hey, honey, if it's exhausting for you, imagine how exhausting it is for the rest of us.
It's so fucking confusing. I've never had to do it and I'm never gonna do it. I'm gonna speak the way that I've always learned how to speak. And if they wanna talk like that amongst themselves, then that's fine. I don't really give a shit, but don't try and make me do it.
Single-sex schools in the United Kingdom will not be forced to accept transgender students. They won't be forced to address students by their preferred pronouns either. Head teachers had been worried they'd face legal action if they rejected transgender pupils, but the government is about to issue new rules to protect them, according to the UK media.
Today I'm going to show you how to use bros pronouns in sentences. So
no, you're not. Shut up. You're not taking bro from us. You can have they, them, zerzan, theirs, those, Skittles, yellow-bellied sapsucker, stapler, jar of tomatoes, Chevy Tahoe, but you're not taking bro from us, bro.
Oh, first off, my first question, I just wanted to ask what both of your pronouns are so I can refer to you respectfully.
I hope that it is obvious.
What I can't hear.
What is your pronoun?
It is not obvious.
Post-row-gen. My pronoun is post-row-gen.
I'm a woman, I have a uterus, I have XX chromosomes, I'm incredibly proud of that fact, yes.
Imagine if you went into a coma 20 years ago and you wake up now and everyone's asking you what your pronouns are. If someone was asking me that, I wouldn't have a fucking clue what they're talking about. We're getting dumber.
Okay, now this has got people outraged. An extremely popular trans influencer was arrested yesterday, but she was placed in a male unit. She was arrested for battery of a police officer and disorderly conduct. But what's interesting is why the Miami Corrections Department chose to place her in a male cell, even when legally, as you can see from her license, she's female. You see, sexual assault in US prisons got so bad that in 2012 the Prison Blank Elimination Act was passed. passed. Now, in that legislation included new federal standards that each facility must decide housing assignments for trans inmates on a case-by-case basis. And while some states choose to ignore this and decide differently, as you can see, Florida's policy follows the federal standards. Authorities are asked to take into consideration the trans person's safety needs and if they would present management or security problems, and then assign them accordingly. In this case, for reasons that haven't been disclosed, they chose to place her in a male holding cell. So the question is, do you agree with their judgment or not?
So not so long ago in Scotland, a man was accused of raping women. This man decided to change his gender and become a woman. When he was convicted, because he was a woman, he was sent to a female prison. What the fuck? So just think about that. They sent a man who had raped women into a female prison.
That just makes no fucking sense.
The internet is having an absolute meltdown after a revised California bill would charge any parent who doesn't affirm their child as being transgender with child abuse. In other words, if your son identifies as a girl and you don't go along with it, the state will now step in and remove the child from the home and limit visitations. As for what gender affirmation actually means in the law, it remains pretty vague and probably by design. What do you think?
See, this is where it gets scary and it goes too far for me, when you start getting involved with kids and the state have more control than the actual parent. And if it does keep going like this, then I'd seriously consider homeschooling your kids.
Kids are not your emotional support animals. Stop treating them like that. I'm a mother, not a birthing person. I earned that right with my cellulite and my stretch marks. You're not going to do this to us. We will fight you every single day from now on.
What right, answer my question, what right gives you to sit there and teach my kid about another different egg, whatever? Like, no, it don't give you any right. We have two genders, male and female. Two genders. Look, I come from a shitty education. It's from friggin' y'all. I went to Kentucky, alright? I didn't get taught cursive. I didn't get taught anything. I'm sorry, but this is BS. Y'all are gonna sit there and change our kids' minds for what reason?
I'm gonna take one shot at this to have a conversation with you and share some information, because I've heard that.
But you're silencing us. We're having a conversation. You're dictating.
Do you think that schools should be teaching gender ideology to students?
Hell no, they should keep it how it was back in the day.
But would you support kids transitioning?
Yeah, especially because most puberty blockers are reversible. So if they do change their mind, there's no actual harm to the person's body.
Are you sure about that?
Obviously, I think surgery-wise, that should be something discussed at a later age, but transitioning socially, there's no issue with that.
Biological men going into female prisons?
But they're no longer biological men.
They're no longer biological men. Okay,
they're
fine.
Women.
They're women.
Even if they haven't transitioned, they're still women.
They're still women.
Like,
yeah.
if they're transgender and they haven't transitioned medically,
Yeah.
they're still women.
So would you have said in this instance, feelings trump facts? Would you have, if someone was to say to you, what about biology, and they play that card, would you have said, no, what matters is what someone's feeling rather than actual fact, like biological science?
Yeah, I think to some degree, because human emotions are incredibly complex, and the idea of identity is incredibly complex.
Yeah.
And I think takes precedent over just facts on a paper, I think. And,
sure.
You know, debating scientific facts.
Most of these donuts need Michael.
Stop it. Get some help.